Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello my dear students, here we meet again for another video for those who study Global English 6, my students in grade 7 level B. Today we are going to have Unit 6, Lesson 3. But before that, I remember that you had homework from the previous video, from the previous lesson, and it was in your activity book, page 66. Here we had a reading text about Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta is a very famous explorer in history. He's an Arabic Muslim explorer from Morocco, and he's so famous. After reading the text here about Ibn Battuta, that extraordinary traveler, that amazing traveler, reading about him, you can answer these questions. The first one is done for you in 1325. Ibn Battuta started his travels. And I helped you with number 2. Ibn Battuta stayed or was away from home for 30 years. 3, 4, and 5, they were left for you as homework. So please check your answers, and I hope that you get them all right. He visited 5 continents. 5 continents, not countries, but continents. He noticed how people's customs were sometimes the same wherever he traveled. And the last one, he lived during the 14th century. Century is a time of 100 years. 100 years, called century. So he lived in the 14th century because he started his travels in 1325 when he was 21 years old. So he was born in 1304. He lived during the 14th century. That was the first exercise on the page. The second exercise on page 67, you had also that exercise as homework. In the exercise, you had to form questions using the words here, put them in order to form questions the right way. The first one was done for you. What transport did Ibn Battuta use? What is followed by the noun, transport, the verb, then the subject. And I helped you with 2 when we said how many years, I'm going to count the years, how many years did he travel for? And I give you a hint how to start. Number 3, which, the question word, and the noun, continents. So which continents did he travel in? 4, how many kilometers did he travel? And the last one, number 5, starting with the question word, which country was he born in? I hope that you got all the answers right. On the same page, page 67, exercise 3, and you had to do more questions using question words. Remember, at any time you can pause the video, do whatever you are doing, write, take your time, bring your book, fetch anything, and you can play it again. The first one was done for you. The first and second one were done for you. Which countries did the explorers visit, and what dangers did they face? In this exercise, you had to make full questions, make a complete question using the words that you have here. For example, days travel, 4, and I can count the days. So I used how many? Yes, I did that for you. How many days did they travel for? And I also helped you with number 4. When I ask about things, find which, what, or how many. What things did they find? Also, when I ask about the food that they ate, so what food did they eat? 6, asking about the people they met. So I can say, how many people did they meet? And the last one, the information that they learn or that they get. We make the question using what, and the question is what information did they learn? The last exercise on this page, and the last exercise in your homework, was exercise 4, which is a gap filling exercise. You had to use the words here in the box to fill in the gaps. The first one was done for you. Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia are all on the continent of Africa. The continent is divided into countries. And I helped you with number 2. The explorers discovered gold and other something which is expensive. We call it valuable things. And also I think that I had you with 3, it was a space of exploration. It was an era, a period of time when they went exploring. They went to other countries, to other continents to explore the places there, to know more about them. You had to do 4, 5, and 6. Number 4, in the past expeditions, space people's knowledge. They made their knowledge bigger. The word, when you make something bigger, what do? The word increase. Yes, so expeditions increased people's knowledge of other cultures. 5, the Aztec, because our previous video we talked about 2 empires, the Aztec and the Incas. Okay, the Aztec Empire, when one person rules a large country with large number of people, okay, that's called an empire. And in 16th century, the Spanish army, the Aztec civilization, what did they do? The last word is destroyed. They destroyed their civilization. That was your homework, so I hope that all the questions are got right. Then we move now to our lesson today. What are we going to do? We're going to listen to a presentation and answer questions. Someone is going to give a presentation about a journey, expedition, something that they did, and to use linking expressions of time, some words which are used to link sentences together, and they express how we are talking about time. So please go to your student's book, page 84, and our lessons about intrepid explorers. Intrepid means extremely brave. Those who are very brave people, they don't fear anything. Okay, they don't fear going and exploring new places. Intrepid explorers. First, let me ask you, would you like to go on an expedition? Have you ever thought about it? Going to a new place? Have you ever thought about a place that you have never been to and you want to discover things about that place, know more about it? Where would you like to go? If you decide to go on an expedition, where would you like to go? And what would be your reasons for taking part? Is it just for adventure or for knowledge? Do you like risky things, risky journeys? I don't know about you, so think about it. Today we listen to part 1 of Ben and his friends describing their plans for an expedition. We have a boy called Ben, his friends, they are planning for an expedition. So let's listen to the first part of their presentation and find out what do they want to find out and why. They are planning an expedition. What do they want to find out and why? The first part, listen, just listening. So there is nothing to read in your books. Listen. And if you feel that you are not following well, pause the video, go back, play again, and listen again. Part 1.
Track 35. Part 1.
Hi, I'm Ben, and this is Ravi and James. We're here to present our expedition plan. We're going to make an expedition to the centre of the Amazon jungle to find out about wild jaguars. We're going to find out more about how they live in their habitats so that we can understand them better and protect their environment.
So that was the first part of Ben's presentation about the exhibition that they are planning to have. They are traveling to the Amazon. What do they want to know? Why are they going there? They want to find out about wild jaguars. They are going to find out about wild jaguars. Why? To protect their environment, to protect the environment, the places where they live. Okay, that was the first part. Part 2, and you have a map in your book. You have the map here. Okay, so they are going to Peru. They will be there in Peru. Follow with the presentation, listen to part 2, and let's find out their route on the map. Where will they start and where are they going. Okay? How do they make their presentation more interesting? Sure, through these videos, through the map, through the photos that they have here. So let's listen to part 2 and find out the route on the map. Listen.
Part 2.
If you look at our map, you can see where our expedition will start. In the town of Iquitos, in Peru. From here, we're going to travel down the Amazon River to Letitia, here. We'll camp and spend the night here. We've never been to the jungle before, so we'll take compasses and maps with us to show us the way. We'll also have a local guide with us, so we don't get lost. From Letitia, we'll trek deeper into the jungle until we come to the jaguar's habitat. We'll look for their paw prints, so we know we're in the right place. Then we'll set up our video cameras to record them at night, because they are nocturnal animals. The cameras will record while we're sleeping.
Okay, so that was the second part. I think that some of you could follow very well. So they will start here at Iquitos, and they go down the river to Letitia. They will stay there for the night. Then they are planning to go here into the jungle to find more about the habitats of wild jaguars. Okay, where they lived. So that was the route of their journey from Iquitos to Letitia. Then they are going down here into the jungles. Using these pictures and using the map, make your presentation more interesting, make it attractive. Okay? Then we move to the third part, or the final part, the last part. Listen to the final part and what activities will the team do during the exhibition. They are going there to find out more about wild jaguars. So they are preparing to film them. They are having cameras, video cameras. And the cameras have sensors. So when the camera feels that, or the sensors feel that there is a big animal, large animal, they start working. Okay, let's listen to the last part and find out what will they do after that.
Part 3.
The cameras have sensors that tell them when a big animal is nearby. As soon as the jaguars appear, the video will start working. We'll check the video equipment every day. There are lots of dangerous insects and reptiles in the Amazon, such as mosquitoes, snakes, and poisonous tree frogs. We'll take light clothes that cover our arms and legs, and wear lots of insect repellent. When we're sleeping, we'll have tight zips on our tents to keep out any dangerous creatures. When we get home, we're going to use our videos to make a TV documentary about jaguars in the Amazon.
Okay, so the aim of their trip, why were they going there, is mentioned in the last line, the last thing that he said. They are going there for a TV documentary. They will make a TV documentary about jaguars in the Amazon. That's why they are having video cameras and they're going there into the Amazon to film the jaguars and make a TV documentary about jaguars. Okay, that was our listening part. On the opposite page, page 85, here we have some equipment that they are going to use. Okay, after listening to the presentation, you can pause the video, go back to the presentation, and listen again. After listening, which equipment do the boys mention? Which equipment do they need? Equipment, the things that they need. For example, has Ben said anything about the laptop? The first word? No. He said nothing about the laptop, so they are not using the laptop. Has he said anything about the compass? Yes, because they are going to use the compass to know their directions, the places where they were. Has he said anything about maps? Yes, they have compass, maps, and they had also a local guide, a guide from the area, so that they don't get lost. Has he said anything about waterproof clothing? No. Has he said anything about light cotton clothing? Yes, because of the insects, they have light clothes to cover their body because of the insects. And because there are many insects in the Amazon, do they need insect repellent? Insect repellent with that spray which you put in your body so that the insects won't sting you. He said anything about it? Yep. So they will have insect repellents. Do they need a first aid box or first aid kit? Maybe, but has he said anything about it? No. Tents. Do they need tents? Where will they sleep? Sure, they need tents. What about a video camera? Has he said anything about video camera? Yes, the camera with sensors which will film the jaguars. Okay, so that was the first exercise on page 85 regarding the equipment that they need. Next, we're going to talk about some linking expressions about time. Some linking expressions, linking words that we use to indicate which action happened before the other, after it happened at the same time, one action finished and the other started. So here we have three words: while, until, and as soon as. While, when we are doing two actions at the same time. Do you remember? I think that we had it before when I said I was doing my homework while my mom was cooking. I was doing my homework while my brother was watching TV. My dad was sleeping while I was playing outside. So that's why two actions happening almost at the same time. Until, okay, I'll wait for you until you come, until you arrive. So until means that the action or an action will start when another one happens. As soon as jaguars appear, the video will start immediately at the same time. So which expression tells us when one action stops and another start? That's until. And which expression tells us that two actions are happening together over a length of time? They share the same period of time. That's while. And which expression tells us that two actions happen at the same point in time? An action starts at the same point when another action starts or finishes. That's as soon as. Look at as soon as. Does a noun or a verb follow as soon as? As soon as the jaguars appear. A noun or a verb? As soon as followed by a subject plus verb. We must use a subject, then a verb. As soon as you come home, we will leave. As soon as you arrive, call me. Okay. As soon as I reach the hospital, I'll call you. Okay. 7. Here, let's practice using while, until, and as soon as. The first one is done for you. While we're walking, I wear light clothes. I check the compass every 10 minutes. Space we arrive, the right word is until we arrive. And the last one, I get to the jungle, I'll put on an insect repellent. They happen at the same time, so we use here as soon as. These were linking expressions about time. We have more to do on the workbook, in your activity book, page 69, and it's explained here again on this table. While, until, and as soon as. Okay, all of them, they give information about the time something happens. So look at the exercise here, and the first one is done for you. Circle the correct linking word. We're going to follow the route until we get to the house. What about number 2? I'll help you with it. We'll make plans for tomorrow. We're having dinner. We'll make plans. We're having dinner. So they're happening together at the same time. Yes, so use the word while. 3, 4, and 5, they are yours as homework, and we'll revise them in the next video.